The Nazca lines of Peru, the ancient airstrips of the gods? Was this an aerial message meant for our era? Well, from what we know, after the flood, the great flood, the deluge of Noah, we know that civilization did not have flight. Now, we don't know if they had perhaps air balloons, hot air balloons, but definitely they did not have flight. So why were these things constructed? They can only be seen from high up in the air. And I'll have a little bit of the airstrips for you from Google Earth. They're all over the place in Nasca, Peru. So who constructed them and why? Was it to tell us that there is something that knows about us, about our history, our ancient past, our anthropology, pre-flood civilizations? And in the past videos, you'll notice that I extended one of these lines and it goes into Angkor Wat in Cambodia, the biggest temple in the world, just on the other side of the planet. So when the gods, quote unquote, flying over the Pacific Ocean approached the coast of Peru in the region of Paracas, Peru, they saw a huge trident on the mountain. The direction shown by the trident leads to the Nasca Plateau, where the ancient airstrips are located. After the conquest of the Inca Empire by the conquistadors of Pizarro in the middle of the 16th centuries, legends were born which are still alive today, and one of them is concerning the famous area of Nazca, Peru. The ancient city of Nazca, Peru, located between the Andes and the Pacific Ocean on the west coast. Kindly support my Patreon account since YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. And here are the strips. They're all over the place, and we'll have a better look at them later from the Google Earth that I'm going to show you. So where we meet the Nazca Desert. This is one of the driest areas in the whole world, and it's become famous for its plateau, which is full of giant geoglyph designs made of gravel, possibly iron, as they look like pieces of rusty iron. But from what Eric von Daniken tells us, he believes that the monkey images were probably made by the people of the area after they saw what was coming down in the area, creating these airstrips. Perhaps they were used, and perhaps the people, according to Eric von Daniken, wanted to in some way commemorate this place as being holy, and Eric von Daniken believes that the animal figures were most probably drawn by the natives of the area. Now, it's one of the driest places in the world, as we said, and famous for its plateau full of giant geoglyphs. The figures are so large that really only giants could have created them, and these are mainly animal drawings of spiders, monkeys, condors, a couple of birds, whales, but the straight lines that intersect and create triangles and rectangles extend many kilometers. And as we said, one of the videos I had yesterday, we extended one going all the way to Angkor Wat in Cambodia, the biggest, on the other side of the earth, the biggest temple in the world. Now, I'm not going into the ley lines here because Eric von Daniken talks about ley lines, that these extraterrestrials or our ancestral beings had knowledge of the world, the geology, the geography of the world. Geology means that they used electromagnetic forces. They knew of a lot of technology that we don't even know of today, and the geography of the world, and the positioning of where they wanted people to position various ancient temples along the ley lines of the earth. Now, about 600 AD, the Nazca civilization perished, but because it never rains in this area or blows, there's no winds there, these Peruvian highlands and Nazca geoglyphs have remained unchanged over time. There can be no logical explanation for the question why they designed such large shapes, which can only be seen from the air. The first travelers to talk about them saw lines extending from the ground to nowhere without realizing that they represented something. So these could be the ancient airstrips of the gods, obviously. Only in 1939, an American archaeologist, Paul Kosok, after flying by airplane over the area of Nasca, did he notice the existence of the geoglyph designs, which he designed and he was the first to make famous. Now, who could design these oversized designs and why did they build them? I believe, and just as Eric von Daniken states, it was so that our era could come up with questions that needed answers. Who made them and why? And as we said before, okay, pre-flood we don't know. We have texts from ancient Greece and the Marianas and other legends saying, for example, even that King David's son Solomon had flying crafts, and perhaps that he went traveling all over the world. Flying crafts, flying carpets, Solomon's technology. We know that King Solomon had such high technology. He was renowned for his throne that had lions on each step, on either side of each step, and as he was going up the steps, the heads of the lions would turn to watch him going up. So we know that even the ancient Greeks had robots. Okay, we know that they had the Antikythera device. So there's a lot of high technology that the ancients had that we still don't know of. Now, here we go. You can see some of those airstrips right there. Okay. Now, so these lines were in 1939 shown to us by the American archaeologist Paul Kosok, who flew over them. Now, the German mathematician Maria Reich lived in the Peruvian desert from 1946 until her death, and she was studying these areas, these plans, these airstrips. In 1998, she stated that she believed the lines were astronomical calendars. In her opinion, the straight line showed the position of the sun, moon, and some stars. All this, depending on the season, indicated to the inhabitants the right time for sowing and reaping and the various actions that needed to be done to cultivate their fields. However, even this theory did not give a deeper explanation for the existence of these airstrips. She could not explain why the animals were created and put there and when straight lines were enough. In addition, studies have shown that only 1 in 5 of these lines corresponds to the exact position of stellar bodies. The Nazca airstrips of the gods, according to Eric von Daniken, the researcher known for his theory of the existence of extraterrestrial civilizations, considers it an airport, as he argued in his book Chariot of the Gods, which was published in 1968. The geoglyphs are proof of the existence of an alien civilization. And in his opinion, the trapezoid shapes are nothing more than spaceship landing areas. However, it is a fact that the huge lines from above give just that impression, large runways like the ones we see in modern airports. Now, if you have Google Earth, it would be nice if you could take one of these lines from that star-shaped position right there, so on the 11 o'clock position, we just passed it, and extend it to wherever you want. And you'll see it goes through various ley lines. I'm trying to extend that one. But I will also leave a link below for you so that you can watch. It's almost a 3-hour video by Eric von Daniken explaining the messages that these ancestors of ours, these, I don't know if you would call them ancestors, sons of God, Nephilim, definitely talks about that. He talks about the mutiny of the fallen angels as described in Genesis 6. One little boy in our church asked me today concerning various things, and I read that out to him. Little boy, okay, 13 years old. But von Daniken goes into saying that these extraterrestrial, or these, our ancestral relatives that are coming and going at various eras in our history, are so well advanced in technology and also spiritually that they are still around. Some people may call them the Atlanteans, okay? Some people from ancient Greece called them the 12 gods of Olympus and their children and the Titans and whatever. You'll have to see. You can hear it. He has a lot of very interesting things. Like he puts the pieces of the puzzle together. And now I, for one, don't agree when he talks about certain. I didn't hear all of it. I still have about half an hour to go. But tell me what you think. The thing is concerning anthropology and archaeology and ancient technology, and the fact that they left signs for us, for this era. They left signs for our era now when we have flight and technology. And things around the earth, especially around ley lines, all these very ancient temples, how they built them, the mathematics that was involved in all this, things that we didn't know of and we just found out lately. He even talks about Antarctica, okay, and geological and astronomical events, just like our Bible in Genesis talks about pre-flood and even the earth splitting up in the age of Pelasgus, the Tower of Babel, when people before that were talking one language. So anyway, it's very interesting. I'll leave a link below for you from Gaia and Ancient Secret Discoveries, and I'll leave a link below for that video, and you can watch it slowly. It's very, very interesting. Thank you for your support, and for you that want to there are so many people that want to see my face and want to put a face together with the voice. I will leave an image for you at the end, just to make you happy. Okay. Thank you very much for your support, especially all of you who support me on my Patreon channel. Thank you so much. Please leave your comments. Thank you.